We've talked a lot about there's the big man himself. We've talked a lot about the size of the numbers being lifted here, the magnitude of what those mean. A 260 kilogram clean and jerk is something, a feat only 12 men in the history of the world have done. A 210 kilo snatch, what did we say was the number of athletes who've done that?
I think it's 16 that we could count to.
16.
Might have been 17 after we added Chingiz or whoever it was. You see Lalayan there just praying. That gets captured on the big screen, which the fans respond to very well. Just 24 years of age. I think that's what is maybe most exciting about this man. Lasha is 30. You know, there are rumors that after Paris, Lasha might, you know, hang up his shoes and call it a day as the greatest super ever, arguably the greatest ever. So that'll be a debate that rages on, I'm sure, for forever. There's Arkadiusz Mikhalski, usually a 109, used to be a 105. The lightest athlete by a long way here. We saw him snatch 177 kilos at the European Championships last year. Martirosyan, I would love to know what sort of really happened to Martirosyan. You know, there was a period of time where he was one of the top weightlifters in the world, one of the most exciting. I think it was 253 he hit in 2017.
Yeah.
Which I believe got him the silver medal in the clean and jerk behind Lasha, who I want to say hit 258 there. I'm just going to check that now.
Yeah, that was a great competition as well.
Yeah.
The two Iranians is both there.
Yeah.
Ali Hosseini and
Ali Hosseini, did he ever snatch 210? I don't think he did.
I don't think so. 206, 204.
I think 207.
Let's
It was
look
2017, wasn't it? I think is where he did it. Saeed Ali Hosseini, a man who is so much smaller now when we see him in training halls. 208.
208, yeah.
At the Asian Games 2018. You're right there, 203 was at 2017, so you were very close to that one. A man who just never really manifested into what could have been.
Yes, yeah.
I still believe he was the physically strongest, maybe weightlifter ever.
Yeah, possibly.
The way he did it, he looked stronger than lifters like Hussein Rezazadeh, but just technically didn't quite have it.
Yeah, well, he lost a huge portion of his career, unfortunately. Well,
yeah.
And just like that, here we are, 163 on the bar. First attempt, Peter Nagy, Hungary.
A man who we've seen on the international platform since way back in 2006. His 17th year doing this.
Easy opening lift.
Yeah, solid opener there. And so we can confirm that Enzo has also withdrawn. So that's two athletes, Enzo Korgi and Tamas Kajoci from Serbia. Both have pulled out of this competition. Just weighing in, it counts as competing technically. They will both still, particularly Enzo, who's actually looking for a spot in the Olympics, he will need to put up a big total at some point. Arkadiusz Mikhalski could be the next athlete out. Max, what would you rather see? A snatch world record or a clean and jerk world record?
A clean and jerk world record. I think we've seen a lot of snatch world records.
Yeah.
We've seen the 225, the significance of 227. I feel, for me personally, I feel those numbers were a question of if it's possible, not when.
Yeah.
And now that we've seen 225, we know it is.
It is possible.
We know 227 is not a big stretch. But we have yet to see a 270.
He has done it in training.
He's done it in training, but
on video.
on the platform.
Yeah. 230 or 270. Because if you think about it,
yeah, the 230 would be
the numbers
big.
historically were always 216, 266.
Yeah.
You know, up 4 in the clean and jerk, but
Well, the snatch is such an
up
outlier.
14 in the snatch. I don't think we'll see that today, but maybe 226.
Well, if you took 230, I wouldn't close my eyes. I'll say that.
Right.
I'd watch it.
There we go. Peter Nagy, still with a lot of speed and mobility, jumps 5 kilos and makes that 168.
Nice job. He's
already moves ahead of what he made last year with 165.
looking good. He is
a big
possibly
fella.
the oldest athlete here. How old was Sergeant?
I think
Lesarge.
I'll have a look. I think Camille Coursera might be older. Peter Nagy, 1986.
Oh yeah,
Camille Coursera,
85, I think.
85. Which would make him
38.
38, yep.
Wow.
Oldest man in the field. Here we have Bakari Tamanidze, the 28-year-old Georgian. The neighbor's Lasha, if you will.
His best is 176, so he's opening comfortably lower than that. Might see a 180 from him today. I don't think that would be too big a stretch.
No, 10 kilo spread in the snatch is definitely achievable with the supers. Oh, still a little forward. Maybe not today then.
Yeah. Looked like he really didn't have a lot of energy at the end of the pole there.
No.
He's not quite as energetic as Lasha is at the top of the pole.
No. You'll notice these athletes moving very slowly on and off the platform.
You know, it's always interesting because the supers get the same 1 minute clock that the, say, 49 kilo women do. Despite probably needing a little bit more tissue to recover between those lifts.
That's a good lift for Mikowski there, 170 kilos. Now I wonder, is this this can't be a ploy to make the Olympics in the supers, because the Europeans are so competitive in this category. There's no way he'd either be in the top 8 in the world or the next highest in the continent. So I imagine this is just him not wanting to cut down to 109.
Yeah, potentially.
To jump to 102 might just be a little bit too much for him.
Well, you know, depending on what happens today as far as lifts, it might be a historic story you can tell his kids. He was in that session.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
So
we can see Simon Martirosyan at 70. Yep. I think the most we've seen from him in the training hall so far is 180 kilos, 220 in the clean and jerk. Here's Mart Saim, a man who was much better in the clean and jerk than he was the snatch, but he did get up to 191 kilos at his peak, 2017. Five seconds.
Oh,
a little hop back.
Yep, jumped away from it there. He got a big smirk on his face. He's maybe a little embarrassed. He knows how to fix that. Very experienced lifter as well. He's been around for a long time.
Yeah, 2011 was his first international. Placed second in 2015 at Worlds, 192.48. Never won an international competition as far as I know. Okay, Bakari Tamanidze now.
Better snatch.
Yeah.
He didn't move his feet at all on that one.
And you'll notice the Georgian coaches, some of them are with him, but Georgian Lasha not coming out to watch Bakari Tamanidze because it's far too important that he remains with Lasha, even though they are next to each other in the back room.
Beautiful pull, though.
Yeah.
Bar is so close to his head. Really great for a super as well, actually. Technically very, very good. Here's Martirosyan. He's done 192 quite a while ago. He's probably pretty comfortable with weights like this. I think he just
191, I think.
made a small error on the first one.
Oh, 192. Oh, right. My bad.
Same type of lift, but he was ready for it. Ran forward.
The jump backwards. Yeah, we spoke with Mart just a few days ago. He told us that he's feeling better now than he has done in previous years. He did have a period of time where he wasn't doing so well. He did some squats up at 300 kilos, he said, which means that he's almost got his legs back. Of course, there was a famous video of him squatting 400 kilos back in 2017.
An extraordinary weight.
Probably had the biggest squat in weightlifting back then, a weight that I'd be surprised if anyone in this current field could do.
Yeah, or had any desire to do as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Mart's actually only snatched up to 160 kilos in training recently, so that 170 would have actually been a little bit daunting for him. 172 for Peter Nagy. Another 4 kilo jump from his second attempt. He'll go 3 for 3 if he makes this.
Just swings it forward there. Bar past his knees, and he rushed the pull. Well, he's still on the board.
Yeah.
He's going to probably put a good total up for himself here. He'll have to wait, though.
175 will be the opening attempt of Camille Kuchera. And I think, if we look at the board, of course, Lalayan and Lasha will be over 200 kilos today. I don't think anyone else will. Martirosyan, if it goes perfectly, might take a third attempt at 200. It would be a personal best for him if he does it. Of course, made 199 at 109. And there's that famous video of him hang snatching 210.
Yes, I was reminded of that countless number of times after I posted the 200 kilo hang snatch from Gore. I still haven't had anyone corroborate that the 210 is in fact the heaviest ever done. It's the heaviest on film that we know of. I'm wondering if maybe I guess we should ask Lasha.
Yeah.
What's he done?
I've never really seen him. I've never seen him do a hang.
No.
No, come to think of it. In the snatch or the clean.
Yep.
Plenty of no hooks, no foots. Never a no contact. Except in the muscle snatch, I suppose. A little heavy there for Camille Kuchera.
Yeah, looked tough.
I mean, this man has seen it all. He's competing in 2002. He was competing against the likes of Chemerkin and Varazdat.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Jabber. He's seen it all.
Yep. He's been around here. Mikalski, 175 now.
Yeah.
He was very successful in his opener. Looked strong.
Yeah, this is what he made at his last international, which was the Olympic Games. I didn't realize it had been almost 2 years since we'd seen him competing. 175, 216 he did there at 109. He placed 7th in Tokyo. Did actually win the European Championships back in 2018. Same year they took a bronze at the World Championships. Wow.
Oh. He was going to save it, and he overcompensated, pushed it forward.
Yeah, he did so well to rock back on his heels and get his body back behind the bar. But went too far, did it too fast, and just left it out in front.
You know, we look back and take a quick glance at the audience that is standing room only. There are people standing on the stairs.
Yeah, we've never seen anything like this.
Every single seat in this auditorium is full. All right, Camille Kuchera. First attempt was not really there. We'll see if he makes the adjustment here.
He moves so fast for a big man.
Almost the same thing as the attempt before from his competitor. He caught it, pushing it back, and then he tried to readjust and moved it forward too much.
He's definitely one of the largest men in the field. Camille Kuchera weighed in at 161 kilos. Third heaviest. Lasha, of course, the largest at 175. His teammate, Bakari Terminidze, at 162.
There's Martirosyan, 175. He hopped back on his first one too far, corrected a little bit on the second, was able to make the lift. The best of the three. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
job.
A
little hop back, but nothing like on that first attempt. That's good. 175 for Martirosyan. So we know that in the back room, Bakari Terminidze, who made 170, who's had to sit and rest a while, dropped down to 150 and just snatched that in the back room to stay warm. Lasha has finished with his muscle snatching and is now up to about 120 kilos in the full snatch. Lalayan only at 70 kilos, so clearly he's...
Wow. These athletes are potentially only about 12 attempts, 11 attempts out. I mean, not even that anymore.
Seven or eight.
7 to Lalayan.
Yeah.
8.
Simone is up at 140.
Yeah, miss there.
Yeah, not quite as nice as that second attempt, but wasn't able to make either of them. So Mikalski will only be credited with his opener of 170 kilos. Are they cleaning the bar? Yeah.
Blood on the bar here.
Just getting it cleaned off before big Kuchera comes out. Such a large, powerful man. In recent years, we've seen him get up into the 184, 236 range. But of course he lifted significantly more than that back in the day. Simon Martirosyan is up to 160 kilos. He made it look pretty good in the back room. Lalayan now up to 120 kilos. So interesting that he's warming up a little bit later than Lasha. I don't think he'll be out after him, but he probably just warms up a bit quicker. And maybe Lasha's got an extra attempt to take in the back room.
Yeah. Yeah, Lalayan's probably opening before him, so he might be a little ahead.
I wonder if we'll see Lalayan bump that opener from 200 a little bit. 175. Kuchera needs this to stay in. Just can't hold on. Little roll backwards.
He's unfortunately has a 0 score for the snatch now. Gets a nice applause.
Yeah. Does very well to try and save it. Does the right thing. He starts to stand and looks to take a step backwards because the bar's going there. And look at that.
Demonstrates some athleticism there on the roll, the backwards roll.
Bakari Terminidze will be the next athlete out, and then we have our top 4 athletes, all with 3 attempts remaining. We'll likely say David Litvinov will probably take 3 attempts back to back.
Yep, most likely.
And then probably we'll see the same with Simon Martirosyan taking 3 back to back. Here's the last attempt now though for Bakari Terminidze. His best is just 176 as well.
Another very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Master of the no-foot snatch there. He doesn't move them at all.
Yeah, very nice.
Pretty happy with that.
No foot there on that one.
Yeah. I believe it does tie his best snatch in competition, so.
Okay, so big cheer now for David Litvinov. I think the cheer was for him.
Yeah.
It's coming out now for Israel. First attempt, 180. His best snatch is 188. This is pretty standard for him. He made that 188 at the European Championships in 2021. Bombed out, unfortunately, at the World Championships last December. Snatched 180, but was not able to register a clean and jerk.
He really cut the pull there. He didn't even actually try to go under that one, I think. So he's going to follow himself for sure, because the next increase will be 10 kilos more for Martirosyan.
Simon Martirosyan jumped up from 160 to 180 in the back room. He made it, just a little bit shaky.
Okay.
And he will be out in 2 attempts time after this man, Litvinov, hits his first 2 lifts. We know that both Lalayan and Lasha are at 140 kilos each. You can see that Lalayan's just loaded 60 after making 40. Apparently Simon took 180 again. Looked much better this time. And we noticed that from Simon Martirosyan. He's so tight now in his upper body, far more so than he used to ever be.
Yeah.
And he actually needs to take lifts at around the 160, 180 range a few times, and we always see him do it. He'll take 180 for a few singles, and every time it gets better and further back behind his head. So Litvinov now will come back out at 180 kilos. We've had 6 misses so far, 7 made lifts. Not been anywhere near as successful as the previous session that we saw, the plus 87s, where there were only 5 missed snatches, and I believe it was 4 or 3 missed clean. I think 4 missed clean and jerks. Yeah, unbelievable from 11 athletes, 66 attempts, 9 misses.
Incredibly successful session.
Yeah.
All right, so here's Litvinov out with 180 again. He almost didn't even make an attempt to go into the last one. Maybe it felt off during the pull. Too heavy, we'll see. Yeah, he's forward there. You can see as he gets up off the ground with the bar, just forward around his knee.
Yeah, pretty low hips in the start.
Keeps himself close to the bar, but he ends up out in front on the turnover.
So 1 attempt remains for David Litvinov before we see likely 3 attempts back to back for Simon Martirosyan. Martirosyan wants 190, Lalayan wants 200, and Lasha Talakhadze wants 210 kilos. We've just been sent a video from the back room. It's Lasha snatching 180 kilos. Looks as smooth and easy as you'd imagine. So that's, I guess, good news.
Yep.
Very fast.
Very solid.
It's a lot of pressure now for Litvinov. He, of course, bombed out at the World Championships, so he doesn't want to make this into any sort of habit.
Looks like he's got some shoulder issues. You see him pounding his shoulders, upper traps there with his fist as he walks out, getting some cold spray applied.
Actually, taking a look at some of the interview that we had with him, he said this year wasn't intense training-wise because he was recovering from a shoulder injury. So you're spot on there. Hurt his shoulder in Colombia. That's when he bombed out last.
Yeah, see, there he goes.
Yeah.
This is a makeable lift for him if he can just be patient in that pull and get it turned over. He's got plenty of speed, plenty of power. No, I don't think he wants any part of it.
No.
He's protecting against the shoulder injury, so unfortunately he won't register a total either. He's the second athlete to bomb out here so far.
I do want to mention again just how many people are here watching this. This is how loud it is in this room as the Armenian Martirosyan comes out now. There are probably, we estimate, to be around 5,000 people. Watching on. 190. This is actually pretty big for Mart these days. Of course, he competed at the World Championships, and this was the most that he was able to make there. So to open with this, you know, in front of his home crowd, there's a lot of pressure that he makes this one. Oh,
great job.
And that's a solid lift there for Simon Martirosyan, the world record holder in the total in the 109s. He moved up to this category because he didn't think he had it in him to cut down to 102, the new Olympic category. He decided to try his hand at plus 109.
Well, that 190 was solid.
Yeah.
He's got 2 more attempts. He's going to follow himself for sure here. He possibly could if he takes 95 here on his second, although that one was a little bit tough. He might have a shot at a personal record. Let's see what he decides to take.
Yeah, 195, and then you think 200 for the personal record. Will be absolutely massive. I don't know how you're feeling, Max. I'm actually getting a little bit nervous.
Yes,
yeah. I'm feeling in my stomach just.
Well, I'm nervous for what's going to happen. Are we going to see the weights drop here between Lalayan and Talakhadze? Are they going to lower their openers? And
are they going to go 3 for 3? Will it? I mean, what's going to happen? Lasha's got 210 written in. He doesn't often open that heavy in the snatch. At the Olympic Games, he opened with 208, and he ended up snatching 223 there.
Well, I have to think that the Georgians know that Lalayan's in great shape. I think Lalayan is not going to come here ill-prepared.
When Lasha snatched 225, he opened with 210. And he has 210 written in once more. So he's going to come out for this. He's got just over a minute on the board. Gets his smelling salts, which just wake him up.
This is a huge
chance of Simon.
They're chanting Simon here.
This is extremely intense. Lasha has just snatched 190 in the back. Lalayan 185.
Wow.
And it goes from being deafening to being able to hear a pin drop in this building right now. The last time he made this was at the Olympics.
Wow.
Oh, and that's a good lift.
He's done 95.
And you know what? I think he's got a bit of space for 200.
There's only one number for him to take right now.
But I would have thought that Lalayan will open up at 200 before Martirosyan comes back out.
What an incredible lift. 195 from Martirosyan. We haven't seen that in a while.
I don't think I've seen him look so comfortable in the snatch. Even when he gets up to these weights, he normally looks like he's struggling. There's a bit of pressing out that he normally deals with. These are being locked out brilliantly.
Huge lift. 200 kilos on the bar now.
Okay.
3 men.
3 men. 7 attempts with 200 or more we're about to witness. And it's going to get awfully loud in a few seconds as the strongest Armenian weightlifter in the world comes out.
I don't think Lalayan's going to take 200.
Oh, there he is in the back, snatching 195.
He's gone to 205 now.
He's got to 205. Oh, my word. And so it's going to be Simon coming back out.
This is a massive lift. This is 1 kilo over what he's done.
We are surrounded by maybe 50 people with cameras all around us right now, anticipating this lift.
The chanting is incredible. The audience is absolutely electric here. People on their feet ready for this lift. He's going to burn a little more time, get some recovery. Trying to cool down.
I can tell you that Lasha has 200 kilos loaded. I'm trying to get word from the back as to whether Lalayan made that 195 that we all saw loaded. It briefly flashed up on the screen. You have to assume he made it. I saw him in the training hall a few days ago. He snatched 200 kilos 2 times, 2 singles at 200.
Absolutely enormous.
This is 200 kilos now. A new competition best for Simon Martirosyan. He has never put 200 kilos overhead, and he'll be one of the lightest people to have ever done it.
He's done it. He's
can he hold on? Oh. No, he can't, and that is
close.
The classic way that he tends to miss. But the crowd, and you can see this enormous crowd, that's on both sides of the platform.
What a heroic attempt, though. I don't think we had any expectation he would even come close to a lift like that.
We didn't see anything over 180 in the training hall, and it has to be said, it looked pretty sketchy when he made it.
Yeah. Well, that makes me wonder what shape Lalayan's in, because those two trained together, and we've seen the entire Armenian contingency here really look great.
Yeah.
205 now on the bar.
And it has to be said, I'm feeling quite nervous now. 6 attempts. Varazdat Lalayan versus Lasha Talakhadze. Lalayan has 205, he's coming out now. Talakhadze has 210. The atmosphere is just unbelievable.
Asks for silence.
At 24 years of age, Lalayan snatched 215 kilos in competition. Joined the ranks of some of the all-time greats in the snatch. This whole crowd is here to see this man. Oh,
very strong.
And he had a little bit of a save on it, but that is a very solid opener. He's quick. He hits his positions well. He's got great mobility.
The question now, what is the weight that we'll put on this bar?
I think 210 for Lasha, and then I think 211 for Lalayan.
Humongous attempt there.
My prediction is that Lalayan will take his second and third back-to-back. Lash will take his second and third after Lalayan's third.
We've got 210, no, 206 on the bar.
Okay, 206 written in now.
So Varazdat's asked for 212. Lasha taking 210.
210 for Lasha, yep. 212 for Lalayan. You have to wonder, is Lalayan going for 217? That would make him the #2 all-time snatcher. That puts him ahead of Krastev, it puts him ahead of Gore, it puts him ahead of Salimi. 217 is #2. But we have a few more lifts to get through. First, here's Lasha Talakhadze, the greatest snatcher in the heavyweight category ever. 210 kilos.
Wow.
And that looks very comfortable for him. A little step forward, but it's nothing we haven't seen before on an opening attempt for Lasha Talakhadze.
I don't know if we've seen a 210 that strong, that casual from Lasha.
It's tense in this building right now. We saw Lasha make a no-foot snatch. That means no foot movement as he pulled under. It was 210 kilos in the training hall a few days ago, the heaviest variation we've ever seen in the training hall.
So Lasha's asked for 217 now on his second. Lalayan with 212. This would position him, like you said, to become one of the greatest snatchers ever.
Yeah.
The top 2 ever. He makes this, sets himself up.
Yeah. This is Lalayan's second best snatch ever. He made 211 at the European Championships last year, 215 at the World Champs.
He's done that.
And he's looking formidable in the snatch.
This man is
rare display of emotion.
Wow. He's setting himself up to become one of the best snatchers ever. He's got to take 217 on the third.
Do you think we see... I think we see Lasha bump to 218.
That's my feeling too.
To pull Lalayan out to take his third attempt straight after this one.
Well, Mike, we'll see here. If Lasha lets the clock start on him and then jumps afterward, it would reduce that 2-minute clock for Lalayan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lalayan's asked for 17.
Because I do not think that Lasha wants to give Lalayan the opportunity to be on the same weight when he has one attempt remaining. I know he is coming out.
Wow.
He's going to come out for 217 and give Lalayan the opportunity to do the same. Which surely means, if Lasha is successful with this, that he will be taking an attempt in the 20s on his third attempt. We have 2 athletes here, Max, taking attempts that no other human bar Lasha has ever made in a competition.
This is extraordinary. 217 kilograms.
He made this at the European Championships last year. It was a gold medal winning lift. And here he is now taking it on his second attempt. Oh, and he's so very fast under the bar. And the difference between the two is bar speed and the fact that Lasha never sits in the hole.
He just gets
right up. Straight up with it. The 225 from 2021 is the only time we've seen him make a little readjustment.
He's so perfect. He's just so great on every single level. Strength, his technique.
What does he jump to?
I think 223 would be my guess.
Yeah, 223 would be just so unbelievable from Talakhadze. It's what he made in the Olympics. 218 kilos.
Lalayan wants the victory. This is the most incredible attempt. We did not expect this at all. 1 kilo more than the 217, which would have cemented him as the second best snatcher ever.
Yeah.
He's stepping a little further into that ring.
And he's really challenging Lasha in a way we've never seen anybody do it. This is enormous for the 24-year-old Armenian. And the
he doesn't have
the weight of the expectations of the crowd, just too much for him there. 218 kilos. He's still one of 2 people to have ever attempted it. As far as I know, Krastev never tried it, Karlovic never tried it, Salimi never tried it. It's the
extraordinary number, 218 kilograms.
And so that gives Lasha an opportunity to open up a little bit of room here. 222 kilos he's asking for. This is a massive lift. The heaviest snatch by any other human is 216. Lasha actually made 222 kilos at the European Championships back in 2021. He since was able to bump it up to 225. We're about to witness the 3rd heaviest snatch ever because we've never seen 224. Hold on to your seats, everybody. This is a very special moment in weightlifting. He tried 220 at the World Championships and missed. Very rare miss for Talakhadze. He wants silence. You have to believe after his second attempt at 217 that this is possible.
Extraordinary.
And it is possible, and I think that might just be the best looking 222 kilo snatch of all time. He had more. If he had a 4th attempt, we could have seen 226 kilos.
I think so.
To those who said that the idea of a 500 kilo total was done for, it's not done for. It's not happening today, but it's not over. That is the strongest potentially we've ever seen this man.
Amazing. One of the greatest snatch days we've seen in a very long time.
Oh,
212
my word.
and 222.
What a moment. That is absolutely historic.
Lasha is back. 222. 10 kilograms ahead of Lalayan here.
So the bronze medal then, almost 200 kilos, but it's going to be 195 kilos for Simon Martirosyan. The silver medal, 212 kilos for Varazdat Lalayan, who took a valiant attempt at 218 kilos. And then, of course, Lasha Talakhadze with one of the heaviest snatches of all time. The only lifter, again, to go 3 for 3, 222 kilos.
Just an extraordinary snatch session there.
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
The first 4 athletes opening up here will be opening up with less than Lasha ended the snatches with.
Yeah.
208, 210, 210, and 220.
Wow. So 2 athletes bombed out, 2 athletes withdrew. I wonder if David Litvinov and Kamil Kusera will continue to lift here in the clean and jerks.
Yeah, they surely would have an extraordinary time capturing a medal in the clean and jerk in this session.
So we have just under 8 minutes to go now.
We spoke about the number of athletes that have done a 210 kilo snatch, but the number of athletes that have done a 212 or more snatch, significantly less than that. There's 16 who have done 210 or more. And now we're looking at 2 men who have done more than 210. Obviously, Lalayan's done 215 in the past, and Lasha has done 225. They're both in that group. But it really goes to show how elusive or how exclusive a club this is.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sure we've ever seen anyone take a 218 snatch attempt outside of Lasha.
No, I don't believe so.
I do believe 220 was called for in a European Championships sometime in the 80s.
Oh, really?
It may have been Krostev or... Yeah, he didn't actually come out and take it, though.
Yeah. So apparently when Lasha made that 222, Varazdat Lalayan looked totally unbothered by it.
Yeah.
I assume at that point he knew I'm probably not going to be able to beat him today. And so it didn't make much of a difference as to what he ended up doing.
Yeah. Yeah, bold move going for the kilo up on Lasha there, the 218. You could see the bar move just a little bit too slow off the floor. It was just that heavy, and he knew it. He knew it wasn't going to happen. There's Martirosyan had a great day for himself, 195. Caught 200 overhead, but in typical fashion had to run forward and wasn't able to stabilize.
Yeah. So
he has a 195, which is not a bad snatch for him.
No, very good.
Best ever 199 as a 109, but you know, he's only 4 kilos away from it after several years. He's a pretty strong clean and jerker as well. I think Martirosyan's best is 240.
Yeah, he did that as a 109.
Yep,
I
again.
want to say, was it 2018 maybe?
Yeah,
he
it
did
was
that?
a few years back. There's Lasha taking a nap.
Yeah.
This is what you do after you snatch 222.
Yeah, didn't you know?
You lay down and...
You not tried that yourself?
Chill out.
In fact, the Armenians known as well for lying down in the back room. I've seen them before there with towels covering them, covering their heads, covering their bodies. They just get totally wrapped up. And that just is so incredible that we just got to witness one of the heaviest snatches ever once more. The heaviest snatch, Max, that we've ever commentated on. The second heaviest snatch I've ever seen in person. The heaviest snatch that you've ever seen in person.
Heaviest one I've ever seen as well.
Unbelievable. What a moment. So what's he going to do in the clean and jerk? I think that's what we all want to know. What seems likely? I mean, he's surely going to go over 260 if he's in this sort of shape. He made the 250 look so comfortable in the training hall.
Yeah, I mean, he would have to go for 271 to break the total record.
Yeah.
Or 268 for a clean and jerk record. But the shape he's in today, you know, the speed of the bar on his snatches leaves the impression that there is 10 kilograms more. The bar just moves so fast, and the way he just sets up and pulls, it almost looks like he's taking a warm-up. I mean, the number of 200-plus kilogram snatches Lasha must do in the month or 6 weeks up to a meet and in the training hall and at the competition.
Must be a few.
You know, may account for half of the 200-plus snatches done in the history of weightlifting.
Oh, yeah.
When you add them all up.
Absolutely. Yeah, he absolutely just dominated that session.
There's Camille Kucera. He's got 160 on there. I'm wondering if that was his last snatch or if he's starting to clean and jerks.
Yeah. Yeah. Is he going to be clean and jerking? That's the question.
He doesn't look to be too tired or anything, so.
He missed 175 3 times. He's put 225 kilos in, which is monstrous.
Well, David Litvinov, he is warming up for the clean and jerks.
Yep, looks
got
like
190-ish there. 190.
190-ish.
Well, I wasn't sure until I saw the end of the barbell.
So how long do we have? 2.5 minutes now until we're back underway. The opening attempt will go to Peter Nagy at 208 kilos.
Yeah, Litvinov looks like he's taking a 205 warm-up. He might bump from that 210.
There we can see Lasha's teammate, Bakari Terminidze. He has snatched as much, clean jerked as much as 218 kilos in the past. That's his best.
There he goes.
Here's a question for you.
200.
Now this might be a bit of a leap. And it's as much as a question as it is an open statement. We were told that the Georgians promised world records. 222 kilos. Well, 490 kilos minus 222 kilos is 268 kilos.
Yeah. That would be a world record clean and jerk.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
And it would give him a 490.
Yeah.
Which is big. Puts him back on track. Doesn't it just seem so ridiculous, the idea of 268? It's just so
It seems almost as
absurdly
ridiculous
large.
as a 222 snatch.
It's almost crazier, though.
We're watching something so rare. I mean, this is a once ever individual. No one has even come close to the kind of numbers he's done. 492 total. It's just absolutely staggering.
Yeah, it is.
For years, for decades, that 470 range was seemingly an untouchable limit.
474 was that the best?
And it was I think we're 20 kilos almost more than that.
Yeah.
With a man who looks like he has more in it.
Yeah, he does.
The consistency.
You know, when you look back at some of these old videos of Taranenko hitting 216, Krastev hitting 216 or Taranenko hitting 266, they don't look like when Lasha does it.
Well, it was a one-time thing.
It was a one-time thing, and, you know, Krastev's spine halved in length. Taranenko did a set of 5 in the push press with that 66 overhead.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, none of the lifts leading up to this level, I mean, they're absolute stretches of human ability.
Yeah.
Lasha looks like he's taking a training session. And even his training sessions are legendary numbers. 208, Peter Nagy, first attempt here. It's not often you see an A session where the final attempt, a snatch, is greater than the opening clean and jerk.
It does happen more and more with Lasha, though.
Yep. Pretty good clean. A little slower on the turnover. And he's made the jerk. 208.
Yeah.
Sets himself up. His best is 225 recently.
Yeah.
He's a little ways from that with that 208 opener. We'll see all the athletes here at 210. We've got 3 with 210 listed. First one up is going to be Terminidze. His best is 218. I think they're waiting for that change now, 210. Again, no foot movement at all in the clean. Pretty solid jerk there. Easy work. He's probably in shape to do a personal record in the clean and jerk. He definitely has a very deliberate pace to his walk. It's the same speed, both up the ramp and down the ramp. Takes his time to recover. So 210 stays on the bar now. Mikalski's coming out.
Mikalski in the past has made as much as, I think it's 228 kilos as a 109. I think he did that back in 2018. Such a great technician.
Yeah, great jerk as well. Just super sharp, solid all around.
So it looks like the two athletes who bombed out in the snatch are still planning on lifting in the clean and jerk. Litvinov will take his first attempt now at 210. Kuchera 225 he wants. In terms of the clean and jerk, we have Talakhadze at 250. Lalayan at 240. Now Lalayan, I think people assume that he's made more, but his best clean and jerk is 246.
Yeah, he's not as strong in the clean and jerk.
Huge strength in the clean. Tends to be able to get the height in the jerk, but often gets a little bit lightheaded.
Taking attempts at 218 in the snatch might indicate he's got over 250 today. Solid clean for Litvinov. Precarious on the jerk. You know, he's a very tall individual, but he doesn't have the size that someone like Lasha does. That bar gets pretty shaky overhead.
Yeah.
He's got to stabilize a lot better. He also has no belt as well. You've mentioned this before. We've seen some athletes that just seem like they might be a little more stable with a belt, especially overhead. But he's just not there. I think the shoulder injury is probably the culprit. He's recovering from that. It's definitely affected his snatch. He was unable to make even 180. So 210 stays on the bar. He's going to follow himself. Everyone else has moved up.
Yeah. In the back room, Lalayan has 70 kilos loaded. Apparently when Lasha got back, they handed him a little sachet of sugar like you put into your coffee. He tore the top off, knocked back the sachet of sugar, and then lay down and got a bit of a quad rub. So that's Lasha's intra workout.
Yeah, well, that's perfect. That's all he needs is some sugar. We'll see every athlete at the next competition doing the same.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, the number of athletes who've started muscle snatching before they snatch now has gone through the roof. And why not? If it's working so well for one man, at least give it a go. I'm not saying it'll work for you, but might as well try.
Absolutely.
I think prior to this competition, the largest crowd I'd ever seen at a weightlifting competition was at the Commonwealth Games. Because it's a games event, you know, there were a couple thousand people in the crowd, but this is around double that, I'd imagine.
No, we know the capacity is 6,000 fixed seating seats.
Right. They
can expand to 8. They have not expanded it, so I would be willing to guess this is close to 6,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it's at capacity, 100%.
Well, I mean, if we look at a stairwell, you can't even see a stair.
No, there's people on top of each other there. 210 now, Litvinov's second attempt. He's dealing with some shoulder injuries, prevented him from making a single snatch. He missed the jerk. He did get it overhead, but he wasn't able to stabilize. Take another shot at it. He's got 8 seconds left.
He's going to use up the time. There we go.
Good clean.
Now his last jerk was solid until he recovered. That was not as nice as his first attempt.
You know, he's still struggling to stabilize it overhead.
And this is where it gets dangerous. He might want to jump to 214 kilos at this point, just to buy a bit of time, because we believe Peter Nagy will be going for 213.
Yeah. The extra few kilos might not really affect him that much, but the rest would be really nice, I can imagine right now. Yeah, you see that bar is just not actually behind his head at all.
And we know he has that shoulder problem that he sustained at the World Championships where he bombed out.
There's his coach.
He's now missed 5 straight lifts. This is not a great place to be.
Got the bag of ice on his head. Yeah, it looks like that shoulder injury is potentially in his upper back, maybe in the trap, or could be a nerve issue as well. He's just struggling to get that bar in position. The Georgian doctor doing the traditional face rub with the bag of ice. Team Israel here congregating at the beginning or the entrance of that tunnel, trying to get him as recovered as they can because he's got limited time, only 1 minute and 12 seconds now. Pushing on his diaphragm for some reason. It's an interesting move.
It doesn't feel good.
Yeah. Pumping the legs. I have not seen this move, this technique before. Yeah, they don't want to take the increase in weight, I think. That extra weight's just probably a definite no. At least he might be able to get this 210 up.
Yeah.
It'll stay there for him. Crowd's getting behind him. They want to see him succeed somewhere here. He struggled in the snatch. Missed 2 clean and jerks before this, the same weight.
Dangerous position to be in.
Cleaned it. Takes a step forward. I think he may have timed out there. There's 0 seconds on the clock behind.
And it leaves it out anyway.
Doesn't matter. Wow. Unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but
David Litvinov will bomb out of this competition, unfortunately. Well, he already did, I suppose, in the snatch. Yeah. 6 missed lifts.
It's unfortunate for him. You know, dealing with an injury like that, it makes you wonder if possibly opening a little bit lighter might have just given him a chance to be successful in the meet. But
his first attempt was the best one.
Yeah. All right, so 210 is off the table now, 213. Peter Nagy here is coming out for his second. He's taking a 5-kilo jump from his opener at 208. His best is, as you said, 225. But he's a ways off that here. You know, he might have taken the 213, so he could have exceeded at least the second snatch. There, second place snatch from Lalayan.
Oh, that's a tough rack position.
He's made the jerk, though.
Powerful man. Now, without looking, if you had to guess who's heavier, Peter Nagy or Kamil Kuchera, who would you say?
I would probably say Kuchera is heavier, although Nagy's taller, so that's a tough one.
Yeah. So, Peter Nagy weighed in 159.58.
Oh, yeah, Kuchera's over 60, right?
Kuchera 161.78. So yeah, he is 2.2 kilos heavier.
Nagy, a svelte 159 versus Kuchera's
rather rotund 161. Lasha, the heaviest in the field, 175.
The most advanced size.
Yeah.
175.
Although also the tallest.
Yeah. You know, we've seen him in the 180 range before, but to see him, he had dropped down into the 160s there.
At Worlds.
High 160s.
Yeah.
So to see him at 175, he just looks so much stronger.
Yeah, he does. Bakari Terminidze, 216 for his second attempt. This will set him up very nicely for a personal best on his third attempt. 218 is the most that we've seen from him. That was at the World Champs back in 2021. It's the only time we've seen him internationally. Little elbow problem with the lockout.
Another good clean. Doesn't move his feet at all. Looked to be a pretty good jerk.
Yeah. You know, no foot in the snatch. Occasionally you see that in competition. That's one thing. But no foot clean, that is...
Yeah, it's a little more
That
rare.
is not... It's,
you know, even Kashvili, his feet did move a little bit.
You know, the position you need to be in to stand up such heavy weights in the front squat tends to be different than the position you want to be pulling the bar in for maximum force.
Well, the way he pulls, too, it really just depends on the shape of his hips.
Yeah.
You know, he's able to get through the entirety of the pull and the squat with the same position in his hips.
Yeah, he's got good ankle mobility, so he just catches it narrow, pushes those knees forward.
Mikalski got a bit of a smile on his face, a smirk there.
I think he heard some teammates or someone in the crowd. 217, this is a big lift for Mikalski. He lost. Is it some thumb tape or something fell off there?
A little bit of tape, I think, on his uniform.
Potentially covering up a sponsor or covering up something that a sponsor wouldn't be happy with, maybe. Oh, it was just off his shins. Gosh, he just pulled them right off. And he felt that. But some hair came off with this.
Technical controller making his way up there to inform the loaders to clean the platform.
5 athletes to open. Mark Syme has 220 written in. Martirosyan has 235. Lalayan 240. Lasha 250. That is the most he's ever opened with. And then Camille Kuchera 225. I just want to know, I mean, is there a world in which, I know we're going to find out, but I just feel like I need to talk about it. Is there a world in which Lasha goes for 270 today?
The world of my dreams, yes. Yeah.
He's got 250 written in. He likes to take 10 kilo jumps. That's his normal thing.
I agree with you. Seeing the 250 on the board, he didn't change the 210.
No.
It does make me wonder.
Yeah.
I think we all expected when we heard the world record statement that it was going to be a snatch.
Yeah, we did.
And, you know, I jokingly said, oh, he's going to clean and jerk something. But I didn't think, that. Now I'm seeing the 250. We just have to wait and see, I guess.
Total world record. But it would be a new world record in the clean and jerk.
It would. Martirosyan 220. Powerful clean.
Great clean. Very powerful man.
Martirosyan infamously fought off the 2017 Iranian fan contingency in Anaheim. One of the most enjoyable sessions. That was the same session where Lasha snatched 220 for the first time. I was sitting about 10 feet closer to stage than I am now. And the Iranians just kept jeering, and he missed a lift.
Yeah.
And then the entire audience, the entire American side, just started cheering for him, and it would drown out the Iranians.
It was amazing.
Really fantastic moment for everyone.
He's also the proud owner of the first ever free Weightlifting House t-shirt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think the first time I ever gave out a t-shirt was
to
in 2019, and I think it was to Mart.
Have you ever seen him wear it?
I have, many times.
Oh, wow, that's great.
It's a nice tri-blend.
Yeah. Oh, the jury's stopped.
And they're going to take a look at this.
Well, he was given red lights for the press out. I think they're challenging now.
Yeah. There's David Kupchidze stepping in to have a look.
Yeah, you can see that left.
His left.
His left is the one just a little slow.
A little wobble.
Yep.
Yeah, they're pointing at it. Here we go.
He's going to circle it.
It's a bit slow.
We're going to see here.
That's it. Nice little circle there. And it's pretty...
Red. Red is no good.
It's
Press
quite
out.
slight.
Yeah.
But
we've seen some tight calls here. I think he's a bit...
It never actually locked and unlocked. It was just slow to lock, I think.
It has to get to arm's length.
Yeah, yeah.
At the bottom of the split.
Yeah. And it didn't.
Yep. Yeah, that's a common misconception is people believe that if you catch the bar with your arm bent, you don't technically press out, but the rule states you have to catch it at arm's length.
Yeah. Yeah, there are 3 parts to the press out rule.
We could do away with all 3.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed. You know, the craziest call we've seen, I still think this competition has to be Sarah Davies.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen someone get robbed that bad.
No. You know, she did get a medal in the clean and jerk, but did she get a... What medal did she get in the clean and jerk? Bronze?
I think it was bronze, yeah. We'd have to check, but...
Yeah, but she... was it gold? No. Toma made 130, right?
Yeah, Toma did 30.
Yeah, 26 I think is what Sarah made, but she had one of them stripped and it was very unfair. Here's Mark re-attempting that 220 now. The clean should be no issue. He does hop back, but...
Incredibly strong legs, though.
Yeah, this is exactly 55% of his best back squat.
Very strong again. Look to be good. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see the front angle.
From the front. 3 whites.
3 whites. It would be hard pressed to turn that one down.
Solid joke. He is just such an experienced athlete. You can see it doesn't bother him at all. You know, getting overturned, the jury overturning it. You know, he doesn't look phased. Kind of got a smile on his face.
Yeah, 33 years of age. He's one of the older athletes. Okay, Peter Nagy now looking to make 220 kilos. And just look at his rack position as he catches the bar. His elbows are low and the bar barely touches his shoulders.
Yeah, it's Chemurkin-esque.
Just losing mobility in his older age.
Just pulls it.
Yeah, that's
Not
too
today.
much for Peter Nagy, the second athlete we've seen do that in this session. So Simon Martirosyan has 220 kilos loaded, but has apparently disappeared from the back room. Perhaps just popping to the bathroom. Who knows? A little break for him. Lalayan's at 120, Lasha 150 kilos. But you have to imagine that Lasha will be taking a single heavier attempt in the back room because he will likely take 240 probably. Yeah. Whereas Lalayan will be out for 240. So Lasha always be a little bit further ahead in the loading.
Wow.
221 now. This is a 3 kilo personal best for Terminidze. And as mentioned, take a look at his feet. There's no movement as he pulls under the bar. Catches them with a pretty narrow stance, which I guess is why he pulls a little bit wider than you'd expect. Strong legs. No belt again.
Yep.
Such a short dip and drive.
Yeah, push that bar forward of him. He did not have it back where it belonged.
Do you remember Irakli Terminidze?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another great super. believe he took the bronze medal in Rio.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he snatched 211 or 212. That's another person to add to our list of 210 or more snatches.
Oh, yes.
I think we're up to 17 or 18 now.
.223 here for Mikulski. He made 17.
Yeah, this is only 5 kilos under his best.
Well, barely gets under,
technique. But such a strong jerk, as with all the Polish lifters, he might just make this.
Spoke a bit too soon there, but I think he was just losing consciousness. He wants off the stage, but Dr.
You got to get through the Georgian doctor first. You know, we have seen that Georgian doctor grab a super by the arm and lean over to one side and just pick them up and walk them off the platform.
Yeah, Zurab may be one of the strongest men here.
Yeah.
Would make sense. He's Georgian.
Now, I wonder if Kuchera has any sponsors? Ginger Shot. I think that's a new one. I'm actually quite partial to a Ginger Shot.
Yeah, we don't often see that kind of sponsorship on the singlets.
Is it XX Lab?
Yep.
Presumably a supplement company.
All right. 225 is done over 230 before. 236, I believe.
Oh, that's so strong. Powerful man. Wow. Oh, I don't know about his right elbow, though.
Yeah.
We'll see what the judges say.
3 whites.
They like it. So do the jury. He doesn't.
Very solid.
I have word that Martirosyan hit that 220 kilos in the back room, and it looked very good. Which is exciting to see. 240 is his all-time best.
He's opening with 235.
235, I think.
Mart seems pulled out. We just have 4 lifters left. Kuchera has 2 more attempts in the clean and jerk.
And then it's the Armenians and Lasha. Lasha still has 250 written in.
Yeah. We're getting excited about that 250 if you can't tell. We just know what it means. We've seen these performances so often, and you know, it's so easy to tell the shape of somebody when you watch in the training hall, and then you start to see things play out.
Yeah.
You know, snatching 222 for Lasha, that he's definitely in shape. He's not going to do that and not clean and jerk well.
So we're just watching Lasha now take 200 kilos in the back room. He basically
looked like an empty bar.
Yeah. Yeah, he's looking good. I wonder if 250 kilos is the heaviest opening clean and jerk of all time. He's not done it.
Yeah.
And if he hasn't done it, I mean, there's a chance that back in the days, a Taranenko versus Kurlovich battle, they could have pushed each other up to that sort of range. I'm not sure we even have the data to check all of the attempts from some of these competitions back in the 80s. Just final attempts. So Kuchera will follow himself, 234. That's a big lift. 9 kilo jump for him. Now, what is this thing hanging down in the middle of the room, Max? Are those speakers? Oh, they're enormous speakers.
Yeah, it's a sound system.
Aimed towards the other side of the stadium. Okay, so Kuchera's done the smart thing and jumped to 236 instead of 34 on the off chance that Martirosyan only makes this lift. He has a shot at getting a medal. But in front of a home crowd, I think that's maybe unlikely. He only weighs 128 kilos. Of course, he made 240 as a 109.
Great clean.
Oh,
solid
his jerk is looking very strong.
He's in the best shape we've seen him.
Yeah, that's the strongest jerk we've ever seen from him, that's for sure.
He's 5 kilos from his best ever. Granted, that was as a 109, but we would love to see Martirosyan make some progress on his PRs.
Does he always lift with no belt? I can't
I think
remember. He does, yeah. So 6, 9, no. I don't know how many attempts remain. 10.
10 attempts.
Lalayan's at 195 in the back room.
Martirosyan's put 245 for a second, probably a placeholder, but that would bring out Lalayan at 240.
Yeah.
Kusera's going to take 236.
Yeah.
The strategy here, I think, is hoping that Martirosyan doesn't make another lift. This would give him a bronze medal in the clean and jerk. He's bombed in the snatch, so he can't do anything with a total.
He did look very strong, though.
Yeah.
With that opener.
This ties his best clean and jerk ever as well.
Yeah.
There he just deadlifts it.
Yeah.
Doesn't have it today.
And he's probably
I have to
not going to come back out.
It's so rare to come back out after that kind of a move.
But that might get in the
he's
way of some of the warm-ups of the other athletes. We know that Lasha has 220 kilos loaded on his bar, which he has now made.
Well, the question now is, does he just leave that attempt and burn the clock
and help them out
for whoever else needs it, or does he not care?
I'm sure some of these athletes know, of course they do, that they're competing in an historic session. Oh, Lalayan looks like he might be the next up. 240, I think he's coming out.
Yeah, he's ready.
Here we are.
He's pulled out. So Kuchera's removed himself from the competition.
Yeah. So 3 athletes remain. Lalayan has 3 lifts. Talakhadze has 3 lifts. Martirosyan has 2.
This is a giant opener for him. His best ever is 246. This is very, very heavy.
And again, Lalayan, of course, also doesn't wear a belt. A lot of these larger athletes have built up their own, I suppose.
240. Great clean. Wow.
And a great jerk. Out of his 5 international competitions, Lalayan has opened 4 times with 240 kilos. And it pays off once again.
Yep. That's one of the strongest jerks we've seen him make, though.
Yeah.
He's not as strong in the jerk as he is in the clean. He's in great shape here. 4 attempts now before Lasha's 250.
He's just taken 235 in the back room, and we can tell you that it looked, well, the clean looked as you'd expect. And he is now pretty much ready to come out, apparently. I think we'll see Simone come out at 245 now, and then Lasha will come out for 250.
This is an extraordinary attempt for Martirosyan. His best is 240 as a 109, but he has not touched that recently. .245, This is huge.
This is a 5 kilo personal best for him. Oh,
good clean.
Oh, he just powers up through that.
Wow.
And he's so strong overhead. We've never seen a Martirosyan like this before.
Will we see a 250 attempt from Martirosyan?
I think so. He just sort of waved and saluted the crowd, but I don't think that's necessarily to say goodbye because
Talakhadze's dropped down to 246. He's going to go for the first place clean and jerk here, I think.
Okay. Now my optimistic mind is basically thinking he wants to guarantee a medal so that he feels safe to make the bigger jumps. But who knows?
Still holding on to the
what's
world
actually going
record.
to happen. So Talakhadze now will come back out. We saw him make 235 kilos in the back room.
You know, he did it, but
like a joke.
He looked a bit winded afterwards. So
yeah.
This is probably a good call. He gives himself more rest. Martirosyan's pulled out. So
okay,
246 would give him obviously the win. There's no chance that Lalayan
440
can catch
total.
him.
That's pretty big, 440.
Yeah, that's huge.
Okay, opening attempt now for Talakhadze. This will give him a 468 total, which it's hard to explain how big that is historically. This is more than he made at the World Championships in the total on his opener. He's got 3 seconds.
Quick clean, does step forward.
That looks good.
Solid jerk.
Yeah. And now, do you think he meant to run the clock down to get as much rest as he could?
Yeah, possibly. That 235 we saw in the warm-ups, he was keeled over, catching his breath. I think that was a smart move for him to take a lighter opener. He's won the competition by leaps and bounds here. I mean, possibly. Lalayan would have to put together an absolutely incredible clean and jerk.
Lalayan would need 57.
Yeah.
Assuming Lasha can't make more, which he definitely can.
An 11 kilo
look at that
record.
clean. He was just a hair forward in the clean and had to pause ever so briefly in the bounce before coming up. Okay, here is Lalayan. He's going to go for 250. This will be a personal best for Lalayan.
Yep.
The most he's ever made is 246. He's done that twice. He did it at the World Champs in 21 and 22. So 250 kilos is colossal. This is going to give him a 462 kilo total.
Kilogram personal record for him as well. Huge lift.
We haven't been at this weight with 4 attempts remaining in a competition for quite a few years now. Oh, it's very tough. He didn't get the bounce he wanted.
No.
And that dip just wasn't there.
Really not well executed. He caught it, fell back, and just decided to keep going.
So the issue now for Lalayan is he's going to have to follow himself.
Yeah. I wouldn't even be surprised if Talakhadze drops down to steal the clock. They could really punish him now.
I don't think he will.
Yeah, it would be.
I don't think he needs to.
A bit cruel.
Yeah, you know, the Georgian coaches and the Armenian coaches are on good terms. Martirosyan says, "What are you doing?"
Giving him the hands. What happened there?
Well, Martirosyan
he performed.
Beat him in the clean and jerk so far.
Yeah. Yeah, 440.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
440 for Martirosyan is huge.
You can see how much these take out of them. Lasha was trying to just cool down, get his heart rate down.
Yeah, I mean, these clocks for the athletes of this size, I mean, when you think that the 45-kilo women get the same 2-minute clock, 1-minute clock.
As a 176-kilo man.
You're asking a man to who's snatching the total of an athlete that size.
More than.
Yeah, to get a 1 minute rest between attempts. Talakhadze's got 260 in there, obviously
260.
waiting for Lalayan to take a lift.
260, oh my word.
You know, and that last clean was brutal. He fell back and didn't catch the bounce the way he wanted. He used a lot of extra energy and strength to just push through.
So he is going to come back out.
He needs this to get a silver in the clean and jerk.
I don't know how it's only been 50 seconds since his last lift. Something delayed the start of the clock there, I think, for Lalayan.
You know.
Did they clean the bar? They probably did. They probably pulled out all the stops.
Wow.
So this is for a personal best. A 10 kilo jump. The bar just crashed on him a little bit in the last lift and it buried him. He wasn't able to get the bounce that he normally gets. If he can meet this a little bit smoother, stand up a bit quicker, he might have a chance.
Yep, much better clean.
Can he hold it? Oh my word. I don't think anyone really thought that this could happen after such a tough second attempt.
That's an incredible total for Varazdat Lalayan, 462 kilograms.
One of the largest totals this sport has really ever seen. It's very rare we go over 460.
Lasha's called for 252 now, presumably to take the gold in the clean and jerk.
Yeah. Lasha doesn't like leaving anything uncertain. 24 years of age and he's just done a 462, 250 finally. He gets into the 250 club. And with so many more years of development and opportunity to gain strength, it seems as though he's going to be quite a frequent person there. Chance now for Lasha as he walks up. He's got plenty of time. He's had plenty long enough.
Great clean.
Very nice. And that actually looked
very easy.
Very easy. You know, he is a bit winded, but he's always a bit winded. I believe that's his wife in the crowd.
Yeah.
With the flag. That's in the VIP section. And what's he going to do?
I think that's probably it.
Do you think he's going to scratch? 474.
I mean, he looks good for more, but
he
the
looks
question
good
is,
for significantly more.
You know, he's come off an injury. He's
got
finally
a few blocks to burn.
getting back in shape. Very easy 252.
That's a nice jerk.
And we saw him do 250 in the training hall.
Just exhausted after those lifts. It's not easy weighing 175 kilos.
Yep, there's.
What are they saying?
I think they're scratching.
Are they saying we're done?
Waving,
yeah.
thumbs up.
Yeah. Well,
7.
We'll have to live and wait for another day for Lasha to make an assault on a clean and jerk record. You know, the Georgian camp promised us world records, but not today. Not that he wasn't in shape for them. That 222 kilo snatch, just 3 kilos shy of the all-time, had the speed and height on it to make 226. One of the greatest snatches of all time, of course. 222 kilos. Absolutely sensational. So the bronze medal in the total is going to go to Simon Martirosyan. He gets bronze, 195, 245, a 440 total. In the silver medalist, Varzdat Lalayan, 212 in the snatch, 250 in the clean and jerk, a 462 kilo total. And then the gold medal to the strongest weightlifter of all time. All made lifts. He scratched his final attempt. He snatches 6 kilos more than any other human ever has with 222 kilos. He clean and jerks 252 kilos for the win. Passes on his third attempt. Looks much, much stronger than he did at the World Championships. Max, what an end to such an exciting European Weightlifting Championships.
A truly fantastic competition. We saw so many great lifts, so many great battles. To end on a high note, Lasha's snatch, he's back.
He is back. To those who don't think he can make 226 or set world records again, I think you're wrong. I think we may well see him get back to that level. If he stays healthy, they did the right thing here, probably not pushing him too hard. By the time the World Championships comes around in Saudi Arabia, it may be game over for everybody else. So I think that's probably it. We want to thank everybody for tuning in for this European Championships. Just keep your eye on your emails. We may well be doing something similar for the Asian Championships in the next couple of weeks, so we'll let you know. But from us here at Weightlifting House, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you at a future international weightlifting competition.